sitcoms. Throw one of your favorite sitcoms in the chat. Here's some of mine: Seinfeld, Family Ties, Cheers, Modern Family, which I had said. So sitcoms used to be Friends back in the day. Super fun to watch. 30 minutes, 22 minutes or less. What can we learn? Your favorite sitcoms. And if you're just waiting for the show to start here, you can text Boost. Let me just see here 1 second. You'll be able to hear me. Text Boost to 215-543-6454. So the story is the star, sitcom style learning. Text Boost to 215-543-6454. So there's be a lot of prizes for you to get, a lot of ways for you to connect, and most of all, a lot of value-based learning here over this next 30 minutes through the power of video and me sharing. So let's get started. Love to know where you're from. Pop that in the chat. And I mean, house, but nervous because you don't have any money. People are like, you're an adult. I'm like, I'm an adult with no money. It's a pretty useless adult. Yeah. Well, then you go to college, and you're like, I'm ready to go to college. I don't need to leave my parents' house. I remember August is like the popular time. It was 1995 for me. I went shopping with my parents. I was like, you need a dust ruffle for your college bed. Like, I cannot show up, Mom, with a dust ruffle to college. That's making a statement. That statement is not, I'm a super chill guy here to have fun. So I'm very concerned about dust. Someone help me put my bed skirt on. So I'm going to take that risk. So you're at college. I mean, what they ask you to do to go to college, you can only do because you want to leave your parents' house. I went to Villanova. They sent us a message midsummer. They're like, we accepted too many people, right? Like, they didn't have control over that whole entire operation. You're going to have to live in a room with 2 grown adult men and you. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I get to leave my parents' house. But I wound up sleeping on the top bunk, so that was good. I did not get the dust ruffle, because that would have been really bad. So you're in college, you graduate from there, but that makes you feel excited you're done, but also anxious. You know, you have to get a real job for most people, but we went to dental school, so we're like, we'll delay that for a few years. Your friends had to go out and get a real job. Then you get to dental school that first day. Everyone kind of remembers the first day. I remember the first person I saw at dental school when we got out of our car, no cell phones. I'm like, that guy looks like he's going to dental school. I'm going to follow him. And you go in as like, you know, this bright-eyed person, like I'm here to learn about teeth. Dental school's like, we're going to make you cry. So, you know, it's a very different experience. But you get through that. You graduate from dental school. I mean, that is like one of the greatest, best days because, you know, you get your diploma on stage in some big ceremony, and you want to be like, I did it, dental school. I won. You do not have control over me anymore. But then, like, you gave us $400,000. There's going to be a lot of control for the next 30 years. You got to pay back these loans. So these transitions, you think about it, they make you feel excited, but also a little weird, right? Like, if you get nachos, you're just fully excited. No one also feels weird about getting nachos. It's just, so it's an interesting experience when you go through these things. Then you have some personal life transitions, like getting married. You know, that's a great day. It's also very serious. Like, we're talking about managing expectations, and I just don't think they manage your expectations for what marriage really is. Like, everyone's laughing because they're married. It's like, when you're doing it, they use these words like, you know, love, happiness, being there for each other. It's like not a full informed consent, right? It should be like, it's way more serious than that. It's like marriage is basically, it is a legal obligation to hang out with the same person for the rest of your life. They put it to you that way, you know. I think people take it more seriously. Like, I'd like to stop hanging out with this person. You're going to need to get a judge involved in that. So that's a serious thing. But all of those things put together, for me, I listed some of them here, all of those things put together, not compared to the biggest game changer of all for me, the biggest transition, and that is having another human being. So this is August 1st, 2014. We're bringing Daphne home from the hospital in her car seat there. So you go into the hospital, it's 2 people, and you leave with a whole extra person. And as you're leaving, you're like, I feel like there should be more rules to this process. I mean, I just came with 2 people, I got an extra person, like, should I be taking a test, doing jumping jacks, Sudoku, something? But they're like, no, just take them home, take your baby home. And we put more training into baristas at Starbucks than to parents, and that's pretty insane. And sometimes you see that out there in society. But there is a rule in Philadelphia. I don't know if you can tell from this picture. It's a rule that makes no sense at all. You have to bring the child home in a car seat. You do not have to have a car. So you bring this up. And look at the child, it's like newborn baby frog. Your wife, that's a lot of effort they have done. Mary deserves like nachos for a long time for having a child. So like Paul, you got to strap your baby frog into this car seat, which is very difficult, into the room. That's the last thing the nurse says, just like get on out of here. So people are just walking down Broad Street with their child back to their house. The rule makes no sense. It's like a rule from dental school. It's no sense. We got these rules here. How come they make no sense? These are just the rules we've had for 50 years. So I think that, when you go through these transitions and people don't help you with these big life decisions in a meaningful way, and big dentist decisions, you can just have problems, just like we heard yesterday from Rob Montgomery and Jamie Amos. And what I would like to create is just some more space about these transitions and what we're doing, because, purchasing a dental practice, where you're going to dentist and anchor yourself for a long time. This is my brother Jeff and I at the sign at our dad's office. This is us. I was 8 and 3. See, like that face looks like I'm kind of bossing around there, and I'm like, didn't change much 30 years later. But you go through these transitions. But we had a dad who was a dentist, so we didn't have to dig into all of these things in the same way. But we
So I'm super excited to talk with you about how to succeed in dentistry without really crying, how to find a good job without burning your nachos. Finding a good job is so important. Also, if you're here and you're going to hire an associate, this is going to be super important for you to listen to. If you're going to buy a practice one day, that's important too. We have a list of practices available right now in New Jersey and PA, all different sizes, different stages. If you would like to learn about the practices that we have for sale right now, just email practices for sale to transitions@dentalnachos.com or text or email 609-802-5763. Is somebody watching from Utah, how to prepare for an associate interview, and what are some important questions to ask. So you are at the right place. We have an awesome dentisting nachor here hanging out with us who's from Utah, preparing for an associate interview. So we're going to go over all of that. As we get started here, I always like to give out a couple prizes here. I always say that connecting with people is pretty much the best part of life. The pandemic has created challenges with connecting face-to-face, but it's great that we can connect virtually, get to know each other so we know who we are. Hopefully we'll be getting back together soon, but this is part of the ABC. Always be connecting, always be communicating so that you can get your face out there even when you can't get your face out there. How could you do that? Through the power of video. Just pick up your phone, make a video of yourself, 30 to 60 seconds. I call it BTL video, bring to life video, put in your contact info, put it on a YouTube channel, and that's something you can email, you can text, you can Instagram, you can Facebook. A couple things we have coming up here. No matter what state you are in, there's always some live C requirements. Has anyone thought about how are you going to fulfill your live C requirements if there is no live CA? Hosting meetings, speaking, C is one of my favorite things to do. We have on demand, we have in person, and we have live stream. Well, right now, in person is not really a thing, but live stream CE, when you watch in live, it counts as live CE. You sit on couch, watch show, you can interact, ask questions, and there's going to be a code at the end, just like real live CE. And we've created the Super Dentist Boost just for this. So I'm so excited to be hosting this February 26th to 28th. You're going to be able to sign up for one segment or the whole weekend. We're going to have VIP Boost tickets for sale coming up soon. So whether you're watching this in the moment or watching this later, just text Boost to 215-543-6454 and we'll get you on this ticket list. Your state boards may not have changed the in-person requirement for CE. So how are you going to solve that problem? At Dental Nachos, we want to be part of the solution. Second question you might be asking yourself, how can I learn a little bit each day without overwhelming myself, right? I talked about the process of having a small human being join your home like I have now. It's overwhelming. How can you just do a little bit more each day? And we have that through Dental Nacho Flicks. If you text GIFT to 215-543-6454, you'll get a free 30-day pass to Dental Nacho Flicks. This is a dental nachoer. Dr. Jared Eli sharing his experience. I recently signed up for Nacho Flix for a few more dollars than a Netflix subscription. You can have access to extremely informative lectures where you can get, which you can access 24/7 and get see from the comfort of your own home. Clinical dentistry, practice management, patient communication, highly recommend for dentists who want to increase their clinical and practice management skills, but can't go to in-person CE. That's all of us. So you can take the on-demand CE nature of Dental Nacho Flicks, smush it together like nacho toppings with the boost, and you'll be able to fulfill CE requirements learned throughout this year. So what I did this morning, I love video. And usually I start off with what to ask on an interview. And we're going to get to that, promise, in our sitcom show. But what about when you have the job? What if you're sitting there and you have a job right now? If you want to put in the chat, are you looking for a job? You have a job, looking for a better job, looking to hire an associate? We have people with us here in the chat. I'd love to know where you are in this stage. But I made this video today. I was going to film myself. I said, maybe I should film these dogs at a dog park. And I put it on Facebook Live. It was very engaging because people seem to like watching dogs. But what are 5 ways to produce more profitable and patient-centered dentistry? Whether you're a practice owner, a dentist who's 43 years old, been a practice owner for 15 years, whether you're someone who's just going to start at a new job, producing profitable and patient-centered dentistry is everything. It helps everyone in the office. But what are some ways and strategies we can do this? So right now I'm going to start with the second step. Once you get the job, what can you do? So we're going to watch this video. I'm going to stop it at times, share with you. When you go to a course, a show, something like this, take some notes. Remember these things, RTT. Open up the notes on your phone, pop it in there and just say, just do 1 or 2 of these things. I'm probably going to give 30 or 40 suggestions just in 30 minutes, but maybe just take 2 or 3 of these suggestions. So here's 5 ways in 5 minutes you can produce more profitable and patient-centered dentistry. Five ways in 5 minutes to produce more patient-centered dentistry. My name is Paul, Dr. Nacho, and I've been a dentist for 18 years and practice owner for 15 years. Producing more patient-centered dentistry that is also profitable helps everyone in the dental office. It helps your team. It helps the practice owner. It helps you as an associate, and most of all, it helps the patient. But producing more patient-centered dentistry is not easy, especially if you're a dental associate and you have not developed relationships with patients for years and team members for years. So I want to share with you some nacho tips for you to do this. Now, I know if you're a dentist or dental student, you're thinking, I got to write this down. I got to make sure I don't forget it. I would much rather you just listen and embrace what I'm saying, and you are welcome to get access to this video by checking out our Dental Nachos YouTube page. That's one way. You can email salsa@dentalnachos.com for associate survival tips. Just put that in the email. Or you can text survival tips to 215-543-6454. Why am I showing you a dog park? 2 reasons. This is part of my dad and Dr. Nacho walk during the day. And everybody loves dogs, so I know it will engage you while I share with you these tips. Number 1 tip, everything that matters needs a system, and everything matters. Number 1 tip, everything that matters needs a system, from what you do, what you say, how you act, and conduct yourself as a dentisting human. My best nacho advice is for you to systemize your clinical procedures for maximum efficiency. The book, The Checklist Manifesto. So there, let's stop for a minute. Let's learn while we're watching a video. Why do I make this video? Because I can share this video over and over and over and over again. You can watch it anytime, working out, walking around, but then you have me engaging you with this video. I got a great, someone entered here. They're a D4 student. Look, graduating in May, looking for a job in private practice in Boston or Atlanta. When should you start looking for a job in dentistry? Day 1, D1. If it's after day 1, D1, you should be looking. Doesn't mean applying. You should be connecting. You should be developing relationships. Here's the book I talk about. Get this book, invest in this book. It is for everyone in life. It will help you be a more successful human being, a leader. The Checklist Manifesto is awesome. See how I said 5 ways. Also, shout out to Karen Cortell-Rice, who's one of my speaker coaches. Checklists are so important. What did I share? Why do associates have trouble getting patients to say yes to dental treatment? Number 1 reason, patient doesn't know you. No patient relationships. It's not easy. I had to go join my dad's practice and build up patient relationships after I was a GPR for 3 years and had great patient relationships. So systemize your clinical skills for efficiency, because the number 1 thing you will get judged on harshly from a patient as a team is what? See if anyone can put in the chat This is why I miss in-person see, because I could call on you and I can say, hey, I know these people in the chat. I never know if people want me to say their name or not. I got some awesome frequent flyers. Chairside manner is part of it. Chairside manner is part, but usually you guys are great at because you're likable people. You're nice, you're likable, you're enthusiastic. Sometimes you're way more enthusiastic than the practice owner. This is the thing that they judge you on harshly, and not the practice owner. They'll give me a break. They didn't give me a break when I was associate. They give my dad a break. This is what it is. Being late, not running on time. When you run late for any reason, you get judged as not doing well. It's not fair. Sometimes a root tip breaks. Sometimes the band flies off the tooth. Sometimes you're just trying to get really good contact on a class 2. Sometimes you trying hard and running late's a problem. So systemize what you do for clinical efficiency. That is one way more profitable in patient-centered dentistry. Let's find out the next way.
By Atul Gawande is a great start to that. Develop checklists, 7 to 10 points for every single procedure that you can share with your assistant so you're efficient. Stay on time. People will judge you if you stay on time or not, never more so as a new dental associate in a practice. You always want to do a good job, but oftentimes running behind is due to lack of systems on the part of the associate. Number 2 tip, connect with the office manager. Connect with the office manager and front desk team. What this means is get to know what they say to patients about financial arrangements and help develop your own systems. Oftentimes, associates are paid on percentage of collections. It is up to you to help make this system work by managing your patient expectations. So number 1, everything that matters needs a system. 2, connect with the office manager. 3, work on your words, work on your communication, work on what you say, how you say it, and how you connect with people, how to talk to patients like people, and more nacho magic will happen. A good tip for this is to take C on the topic, read books, watch the video How to Speak by Patrick Winston, and join virtual Toastmasters. So we have everything that matters needs a system. Connect with the office manager. Work on your words. Number 4, offer to do as many hygiene checks as possible. If you're working in a practice with an exhausted owner, like me or my brother, say, hey, if
Okay, let me jump back in and go over 2, 3, and 4. Hang out with the office manager, hang out with the front desk. What's this mean? We interviewed my friend, Dr. Mark Costas. He's one of the most amazing business dentists out there. He said as an associate, when his patient didn't cancel, he would go and kindly annoy and hang out with the office manager. How does insurance work? How does payment plans work? I just had a poll on dental nachos. Does the associate have control over the patient paying? Put in your yes or no in the chat. Just put Y or N. You could do it. Just go into the chat. Does the associate have control in the practice over the patient paying? Y or N? Y or N? You can do it. We got a Y. Good job to this one here. We got another Y. Good job. Of course, Y. Did you go to dental school? We all went to dental school. Remember how we didn't get the patients to pay? How do we have control as associates? The relationships we develop. Do you review what the total cost is? Do you bring in one of your team members to review that? Do you get a vibe for the patient and how they're going to move forward? That all affects paying. So yes, the front desk has to collect the money, but you have influence and control, which is awesome. Learn how to talk about money. It's the key to being successful in your dentisting life. Work on your words. Here is something you can pay for to work on your words. To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. Awesome way to work on your words. Here's a free way. Listen to Gary Vaynerchuk. Here's a better free way. Look up this YouTube video, How to Speak by Patrick Winston. How to Speak by Patrick Winston. Watch it. It's 60 minutes. It has over 3 million views. I've watched it 4 times in total, and I've given thousands of presentations. You are presenting to your patient every time you're talking. You're presenting to the practice owner and selling yourself. Selling, sharing, informing, connecting, educating, moving people forward. Daniel Pink from Sell is Human, all part of the same nacho plate. So we talked about everything that matters needs a system, everything matters. Work on your words. Hang out with the office manager. Let's see what else we have here.
there's any hygiene checks you need me to do, I want to do them. I want to get to know the patients and the hygienist. That is such a valuable skill. The practice owner may not want you to do certain checks on patients for what's the word for them, or super high maintenance, and may cause you to want to cry inside, but offering that to a practice owner is gold. And number 5, tip in 5 minutes to producing more patient-centered dentistry is the best tip I can give to any dentist. Develop a menu of treatment options that you can explain well. Work really hard on this menu and kindly don't care what the patient chooses. Work hard on your menu. Call it a menu. Share the menu. We have an amazing course on this. Just text menu to 215-543-6454 and you will see me sharing a missing tooth consultation with a real patient for 60 minutes. We will send you a code where you can rent it for free for 48 hours. Develop a menu. Share that menu, but do not become invested in the patient's decision. Do not care what the patient chooses. Care a lot about your menu. I hope these 5 tips helped you.
Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be talking with you on patient communication strategies for new grads, but this is for any dentisting human, whether you graduated dental school last month, last year, or decades ago. So excited to see so many people here in our Zoom chat live. If you're watching this on demand on our NachoFlix or on demand platform, and you'd like to reach out to me with a question, you can do so by emailing salsa@dentalnachos.com. For those of you here in the chat, I would love for you to ask your own questions. I was inspired by an amazing new grad who's in the Zoom chat. I'm not going to violate Zoom HIPAA. I don't know if Zoom HIPAA is a real thing, but we were DMing on Instagram on a Sunday morning when I was up with the moderators watching, I think Encanto. Well, it's probably a good chance we're doing that. I said, what can I offer to new grads to really help them feel more prepared for the real world, feel more confident? So it's something to do with patient communication, confidence in you. So we're going to go over strategies for that. I was just at the Manhattan VA yesterday talking to the pros, perio, endo, and GPR residents about how to communicate, because the quality of your words, Patrick Winston, How to Speak, will determine your success in life. So that is number 1 tip. Go to Google, put in Patrick Winston, How to Speak, or my awesome team member Morgan can share that. It has over 4 million views. I listen to it and watch it all the time. It is a great learning content piece on how to get your message across, how to present yourself. So I've prepared things to share with you guys here tonight, but what I would most love is for you guys to ask me some of your own questions. So we're going to use a combination of videos. We're going to use some slides. We're going to talk together. So my first thing I would like to share with you is I have been a dentist since 2002, saw patients since 2000. So now I'm 22 years into this dentisting experience. Dental hours are like dog year hours. They can be very, very stressful. I'm going to share some of the awesome parts, some of the annoying parts, but getting resources to help you is so key. I want to be part of the solution to providing awesome resources. We're very proud of our on-demand Nacho platform. You can learn anytime, anywhere from your phone. If you want to test it out, just text Flix to 215-543-6454 to get a free gift to help. If you happen to be watching in live, we do have a special on our 6-month pass, but you are going to learn business, clinical, patient communication. So when you go to the gym, when you're at the beach, when you're sitting on your couch, I scroll through my phone just like everybody else. And sometimes I get caught reading a bunch of Yahoo news articles. But what I really should be doing is working on my dentisting course. So look to consume content that helps your dental core, helps develop your dental core. What is your dental core? Your mind skills, your word skills, your clinical skills, and at the center of all, your heart skills. So what does it feel like to be a dentist? You guys are new to the dental profession, which is awesome. Some of you guys have been in it for years, but it often feels a lot like this. It feels like being the star of a Broadway play that nobody wants to see. People ask me, what is it like to be a dentist? My name is Paul, Dr. Nacho Goodman, founder of Dental Nachos and Dentist Job Connect, and I will tell you, being a dentist is like being the star of a Broadway show that no one wants to pay for or see. Pretty much the opposite of my favorite play, Hamilton. Every day. So you were the star of a Broadway show. That's the opposite of Hamilton. People travel from all over the country. My friend, Dr. Jordan Brown, follow him on Instagram. He's amazing, new dentist. He was just watching Hamilton, I saw, with his awesome wife in New York. But in Hamilton, they don't make things up each time. They do the same songs, the same system, the same words. Yes, they put their spin on it. Yes, they put their energy on it. But everything that matters needs a system, and everything matters, especially your words. So we're going to review systems for words tonight that will help you inspire confidence in you as a practitioner, as a person, because the words you say will influence the success of your day. Talk to patients like people and magic will happen. Implants and nachos are 2 of my favorite things. Too often we use dentisting terms like super eruption, mesial drift, Mertens profile, even periodontal disease. Break words down into simple phrases. Instead of saying, this tooth is going to super erupt, it's going to fall down. Instead of saying this tooth is going to suffer from mesial drift, it's going to tip over. So talk to patients like people and magic will happen. Whether you're here as a brand new dentist, awesome, welcome to the real world of dentisting, or you've been a dentist for decades, these 4 major decisions are what you're going to make in your career. How to find your first job, buy your first practice, hire an associate and sell your practice. Figure out how to be successful in these huge life steps is more important than your crown prep taper. Crown prep taper, very important. Not buying a practice that's going to cause you to cry inside and outside, more important. So pay attention not only to the clinical part of what you do, it's incredibly important, but to the business, the patient communication. Hire teams of advisors to help you. It is so key. Many dentists who I talk to 10, 20, 30 years in their career, what are their regrets? Not getting a coach sooner, not getting the right advice, being dentist cheap and thinking they could DIY things. It drives us nacho nuts when we think people can do clear aligners at home, do your own ortho at home. Then why are you trying to analyze your own associate contract and not having an attorney help you? So that is some of my best advice. Make sure that these dashes between your dentisting life decisions go well.
Before signing an associate contract, what should dentists do?
Hire an attorney.
Really good advice. For more
Anytime you are given a contract, do not sign it in dentistry without having an attorney review it. Your employment contract, your asset purchase agreement to buy a practice, the sale of your practice. Attorneys look at this language all the time and can make you aware of what you are signing. We created an amazing course. If you text LIES to 215-543-6454, you'll learn about red flags in associate contracts. What are the 2 biggest problems associates face? Too big of a restrictive covenant and too long of a termination notice. 90-day termination notice is totally nuts. I wouldn't have known that as a new dentist coming out of school. So if you sign an associate contract with a 90-day termination notice, what that means is if you don't like the practice, you have a better option, you want to move across the country, you must give 90 days. Sometimes you lose out on another opportunity because you don't have those 90 days to work in that practice. You may also be asked to pay for each day you fall short of your termination notice. So even though we're going to talk about words, don't say failed, say replaced. Don't say virgin, say tooth without a filling. Don't say save, say maintain, or all of these key points of protecting the thing that you've invested in, your career. You've invested so much time, so much energy, so much money. Do not be dentist cheap and not have an attorney review your contracts. If you're an associate watching this and they're thinking, oh, geez, I'm about to sign this contract, text LIES to this number, get this course, and then we'll tell you how you can connect with an awesome team of attorneys. It's such important advice in your career. Our Job Connect platform, if you would like to take a look at some job opportunities that pay over $200,000, if you're not ready for a job yet, you can just scroll through and see where they are. And if you want help finding a job, you can text job to this number and you can fill out a profile for yourself. It's never too early to fill out a profile, never too early to start looking for a job for you to survive and thrive in the real world of dentistry. These are some of the nacho toppings of my life. I love being a dad, a husband, dentist that owns 2 dental practices, a dental practice broker, speaker, founder of Dentist Job, Dental Nachos, and Dentist Job Connect. But most important, a brother, a friend, a human being striving to manage this awesome, annoying, sometimes awful, and sometimes amazing thing we all call life. Is this associate position a car or a boat? So I know we're going to talk about patient communication, but I want to say these things up front. A CAR position is a need position. They have a need for you in the dental practice. You're replacing an associate who is an associate working there full time. A want position is the dentist wants more time off to play golf or go spend time with their grandchildren. There's nothing wrong with that want, but the dentist needs to realize they're going to have to find patients for you, have to hire an assistant for you and will often reduce their income having an associate. So a car is a need, that's a need associate position, a boat is a want. Make sure you're figuring out which position you are taking before you take it, because not being busy enough. Just got an anonymous post this morning of a dentist saying, I have a $500 a day guarantee, but I'm just doing hygiene. The office isn't busy enough. If that associate had come to me earlier and shared with me what was going on, like I said, that's a want position. So if you take this position, you might not be busy enough. Be prepared to find a different position or not make as much money in a want position. So I share with you all the challenges of dentistry, but don't you want to know why dentistry is awesome?
So how is your whole...
So this patient here is one of my favorite patients, and this starts how to communicate and connect. This patient's missing a tooth. Then we were able to give her an awesome tooth. So this is the awesome part of dentistry. But what I'm going to ask you, because my message to you is take more videos. Get your iPhone, get the HIPAA consent form, take more videos. What videos do is help you communicate with patients, help you train your team, help your morale. When people say, get annoyed with me, I just look at some of these videos. They make me feel good. You'll see some other ones here tonight. So more videos will help you improve your morale, train your team, and make more money. That's the key. More videos, get the proper HIPAA consent form. But what I'm going to ask you guys here in the chat is, share with me in the chat, when this 60 seconds are over, what emotion is coming out of this patient? What emotion does this patient share? If I share this with another patient and say, hey, there was a patient just like you who wasn't sure if a dental implant was worth the money, worth the time, and I show them this video, all I want you to know is share with me, what emotion do you see coming from this patient?
Experience going through the implant process?
It was incredible. Dr. Goodman was so amazing. He put me at ease. I was completely stressed, but he put me at ease, and he was gentle and thorough and gave me a play-by-play action of what he was doing, which relieved my anxiety. And most importantly, he kept to our timeline, so I would have it completed by the day of my daughter's, well, right before my daughter's wedding, August 3rd, and we got it done July 31st, so I could smile broadly and happily throughout the whole wedding weekend. And I'm so appreciative of his team and what he did. He's so incredible, and his dad would be so proud of him.
So what emotion, put in the chat, would you say that patient is showing? What emotion is coming off of that patient? And let's break down as you do that. Let's go into the chat, type it out. Morgan can start by helping. She looked good. I see some chat things here. I'm sitting in a room all by myself. The gratitude, really good. Gratitude. That's such a great topping in life. Appreciation, another awesome one. So when you know patients can feel that way, be proud of what you're doing. Be proud. If it doesn't help, it doesn't matter, is my message. If it doesn't help, it doesn't matter. Whether it is dentistry, dental nachos, selling a practice, finding people's job, working with my team, if it doesn't help, it doesn't matter. But then after that, I am proud to sell help. If I said to someone in this chat, you're a new dentist, and we are having an amazing high-level restorative course in November with one of the best dentists on earth, Dr. Jason Smithson, and it costs $1,200 to go. But if you message Morgan in this chat, 2 dentists less than 1 year out of school, you can go for $600. That's a real thing. If you want to go for $600, I'll save 2 spots for dentists less than 1 year out of school for $600. So Morgan can put her email in there and say, I want to come to the restorative masterclass, because I know you're going to come to Philadelphia. We're going to have a networking dinner with this amazing dentist and other dentists there. You're going to meet people. Then he's going to spend a whole day teaching you how to do crowns, veneers, fillings better. And I know you're going to leave and you're going to be glad that you did it. And I am totally confident that you will be glad that you did it. So I know it's going to help you, and I'm proud to sell you that help, because there's other dentists just like you who weren't so sure they wanted to invest in C early in their career. Totally get it. You got to fly to Philadelphia, you got to stay at a hotel. But when you spend that $600 plus probably another $600 in expenses, you're going to leave saying, I'm so glad I did that. And that's what this patient is sharing here. But if you notice a few things this patient said, play by play of what they were doing, that makes people feel comfortable when you explain in patient-friendly terms, kept to their timeline, managing expectations, could smile at my daughter's wedding. That's the impact of doing it. She didn't say it was too expensive. It wasn't worth it. So be proud of what you're doing. Be confident, not arrogant. Confident, not arrogant. Dental school doesn't teach us how to talk about money. So it's up to us to learn here in the real world to how to talk about money. So that was a good story. We should just end, but no, dentistry is annoying. There's my daughter and she's getting her hair cut, and insurance doesn't cover haircuts, but people get them all the time. So it's pretty annoying that people get very upset. They have to pay for dental care when they just go to the hairdresser, put on their cape, drink glasses of wine. They'll leave their kid at daycare if their highlights are running behind schedule. So this is one of the annoying parts we need to manage, how to talk about money and explain insurance to our patients. So this is the roller coaster of dentistry. So what is the biggest problem facing you? I talk about the 3 Ds destroying dentistry. So I am not overly positive. I am not overly negative. I'm realistically optimistic. I'm not delusional. If I say dentistry is great, you're going to have no problems, that's delusional. If I say dentistry is the worst profession in the history of professions, that's overly negative. I'm here to share the awesomeness, the annoyingness, but make you aware of the words that you say will influence the success of your day. So when patients come and say, why doesn't my insurance cover this? Why doesn't my insurance pay more? This is why. Dental insurance companies are one of the Ds destroying dentistry. Dental insurance, debt, and DSOs. Now, DSOs get an asterisk because I work with DSOs. I help dentists find associates for DSOs. DSOs are for a place for dentist work. So when I say destroying, it comes with an asterisk. What's happening is when DSOs buy more practices, and I help with that process if it's the right fit for the dentist. People say, why do you sell practices to DSOs? Well, because one of our practices was 8 private practice dentists saw it, didn't want to move to that area, so the dentist sold it to a DSO. So that was helping that dentist, for you to be aware and prepared of what you're going to face, because this right here is the biggest problem facing dentistry right now.
Oh no, it's the Wicked Witch of dental insurance.
I'm going to reduce all of your fees.
But it costs more to run a practice.
I don't care.
Dental insurance companies reducing what they pay dentists, paying us less each year, not all of them, but too many of them, is the biggest problem, because the cost to deliver care is going up. I call it like eating ice cream on the treadmill. Sounds fun, but you're not going to get in shape. You're not going to lose weight if you eat more calories than you burn. So it's something very much to be aware of. What can you do? Why are you here? Why are you lucky to be hearing what I'm going to say right now? Because the way to battle that is to talk to patients and get them to say yes about things that are not covered or affected by insurance. A $25,000 implant case, insurance is not related to, whether there's $1,500 of coverage, $2,000 of coverage. So look to talk to patients about care that is not as affected by insurance, and get them to move forward in an incredibly helpful and genuine way, knowing you are helping more than they're helping you. So if you are a newer dentist here, or a dentist who's been a dentist for many years, people are going to say, what does my insurance cover? So I'm going to share with you how to answer this question. Do you take my insurance? Do you participate with my insurance? Do you work with my insurance? You're going to hear this over and over and over again. You're going to hear it in your operatory. You're going to hear it at a party. Sometimes I'm at a restaurant, so I see someone I know, they start asking about their spoiled guac PPO plan. I'm like, I'm here for the nachos and margaritas. Do you ask other people about their job when they're out at Elvez? So this is such a common question. So create a word system. So if you're watching this, and I know you can watch this video later and watch it on Nacho Flix, take out your phone, or if you're watching your phone, take a screenshot of this and put it in your favorites. Because if you remember how to say this, you are going to be more successful with patients. You are going to inspire confidence, and they are going to get it. So do you accept my insurance? That is a great question. A lot of patients ask me about dental insurance. Empathy, make them feel normal for asking it. Dental insurance works a lot like a coupon that has benefits to you. Also a coupon that has restrictions. Our dental team will do the best job possible to maximize the benefit of your coupon. Now, I have someone who works in my office named Kate. So I say, Kate will work with you to find out how your dental insurance contributes to your dental care. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does not help pay for things with your teeth. Let's find out together. So raise your hand if you're here watching and think that is a super friendly, super easy to understand way to explain dental insurance, a coupon with restrictions, not something that pays for everything. So take a picture of that, because it will help you in life communicate with patients and inspire confidence. What I'd like to share now is, are there any questions I can help you with at this time? What questions can I help you with? Please feel free to drop them into the chat. Anything that patient has asked you that's made you feel uncomfortable, how to talk to patients, how to help them move forward with treatment. And here's a video of me saying this exact same thing.
Hey dentistry friends, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho. I just want to share a mindset tip for when you start your day dentisting. I've been coming into this room to dentist for the past 16 years. Dentisting is not easy. You work on people who don't want to be here in a high stress environment, but there's also awesome things we do. But my mindset tip is always be managing expectations. One of the ways you can do that is to have great talking tips for commonly asked questions like, what does my insurance cover? A great tip is to say, your dental insurance works a lot like a coupon with blackout dates like airline miles. We will do the best job possible to maximize the benefits of your coupon. If you'd like more tips like that, just text FLIX to 215-543-6454, text FLIX to 215-543-6454, or visit us at dentalnachos.com. Hey dentistry friends, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho. I just want to share.
So the key is you take the word scripts, you write them down so you have them, and then you create a video that you can share with patients, a video that you can share with team members, a video that you can put on your website. The more you explain to people, the more confident they are in you. So actually, before we do this, one sec, if you guys want to ask a question, I just want to jump to a different slide for a second while we're sitting here. Okay. So this is Tilly from Philly. When she's a puppy, she's gotten bigger. So here are just some great phrases that you guys can use. So I'm not sure if you saw in the beginning of this webinar, I was showing one of my classic shows. So one of the best things you can say is, hey, Mrs. Smith, I'm going to review a menu of treatment options, just like a restaurant. And we're going to go over each one and share with you the good points and the challenges, the risks and the benefits. But I want to share with you, no treatment, doing nothing is an option, Mrs. Smith. But I'm going to share with you, if you decide to do nothing, here's what can happen: pain, swelling, infection, broken tooth. But even if you decide to do nothing, we can still be friends. It's a key phrase to say because it disarms the patient and lets them know that as long as they know what the risks of doing nothing is, pain, swelling, infection, loss of teeth, it's okay if they do nothing. And then go into what are the ways you can help them. We can maintain this tooth with a root canal, build up in crown. Crown's like a hard hat for your tooth. Dr. Todd Fleischman says that. We can remove it and replace it, remove it and do nothing, remove it to an implant, move to a bridge, move to a partial. So break treatment options down into a menu style. Also, one of my favorite things to share is we eat 1,000 meals a year. So if a crown lasts 8 years, say, awesome, that's 8,000 meals. We got a lot of great service out of it. Partial lasted 12 years, that's 12,000 meals. Be more positive about how long dentistry has lasted. We use it every single day. So use your mouth more than your car. I use that phrase all the time. As we continue, please feel free to ask me any questions that you would like. Okay. So when I was 31 years old, I had the pleasure of seeing this patient. He was in a state of all his teeth failing, but don't say fail, say need to be replaced. Say, hey, it's time for your teeth to be replaced. It's time for them to retire. Let's check in on what happened 12 years later, because he came in to have his case looked at. And let's see if he thought the money was worth it, the time was worth it, because these are the stories. The story is the star that make it so awesome to be a dentist.
Hey dentistry friends, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho. I'm here with one of my favorite patients and people that I've ever met in my entire life. We're going to share a fun story of taking Rick from getting his teeth replaced years ago to where he is today. We're going to ask him some questions about the process. So first, Rick, I appreciate you being part of this video, helping dentists learn, sharing stories. Tell us back in 2008, you came to this office. How did you get here?
Well, I did a Google search,
right?
And I thought, my teeth are getting so bad, I don't want to be like my 80-year-old relatives that are going to the dentist every other week
Right.
to have something repaired and fixed. I just want to be done with it, have a nice smile, and you were the one.
Well, appreciate that. And I still remember we had a great marketing system then. I see the power of the internet, where we would record calls so we could learn from them. I remember hearing your call and saying, hey, I hope you guys can help me. I checked you out online. So when you came in and you see a 31-year-old me, now I'm 43 years old, what were some of the things I did to make you feel like you could trust me, move forward?
So remember, I was 31 years old at the time, not my exhausted 44-year-old self. So who you hear in the chat is worried, concerned, had somebody say, you look too young to do this. Why do you look too young? You know, how long have you been doing this? So I just talked with the residents yesterday. So this is what to say when someone says, you look too young. You look too young to do this. So one, say, I am going to be so sad when people stop saying that. So if I'm talking to the awesome person who put in there something in the chat with an S name, and she could look young because she is young. You know why you look young? Because you are young. That's why. You know why I looked young back at 26? Because I was young. Okay. So someone said, you look too young. You know, how old are you? You look so young. What you should say is, I am going to be so upset when people stop saying that. So thank you. I'm going to be so upset when people stop saying that. The cool part about being a young dentist, the cool part about being a new dentist, the cool part is that I've learned some really awesome up-to-date techniques, some cool things about technology. Doesn't mean if you may not know how to use a scanner, you learned about it, you know it exists. So I've learned some cool up-to-date things, but I also love working with the dentist at this practice so I can learn from their experience. Working together, we can do the best job possible for you. So you guys can rewind that, listen to it. When someone says, you look too young, are you too young to do this? Say, I'm going to be so upset when people stop saying that to me. Thank you for that compliment. The cool part about being a young dentist is I have learned some really neat up-to-date techniques and technology, but I also love working with the dentist at this practice so we can learn from each other. We're going to do the best job for your mouth. We're going to put our heads together. We're going to work as a team. Just say that stuff. It's going to make things so much better. How do you build a connection with your patients and stay on schedule? I'm used to having 4 hours with each patient. I'm concerned that I'm going to run behind because my skills are slow, but I don't want to rush my time. That's such a great point and such a unique challenge. Why is it tough to be a new dentist in a practice? Because every patient is new to you. When I go to the office on Monday, if I was seeing all new patients, or when I was doing more clinical dentistry, right now I have the awesome opportunity to do mainly things with implants and planning things. But if it was a day where I walked in and I knew I was doing crown, filling, implant impression, implant this, and they were all new patients, it would be very stressful. So the key is to have scripts for your patients to develop connection quickly. Things like this. Hey, Mrs. Smith, I'm so glad to be working here on your mouth. How long you've been a patient at this practice? It's great working. I'm excited to work here. And then just go with something you learn about them as a person. So here's one of my best tips. Oh, Mrs. Smith, what do you have going on after this appointment? What are you looking forward to doing? And they usually say, I'm going to go see my grandkids play sports, and say, oh, did they play lacrosse? Or I'm going to go do this. If they say, I'm going to go to my cat's funeral, you got to deal with that. But they usually don't say that, right? They usually say something fun, and just develop a fun people connection. And then the best thing to say is, now we're going to get started on doing this thing. Now we're going to start doing this crown. If you need a break at any time, let me know, raise your left hand and I'll give you a break. What you have to do is develop a personal connection quickly. Here are questions that I like to ask people to develop a personal connection. Would love if you guys answer this for me, okay? What's a really good TV show that you've seen recently? I saw this show Ghost from CBS, true for me. My wife and I watched it. It's very funny, super fun, has history involved in it. So this show Ghost that I saw is really good. Have you seen any good shows? Oh, I like Schitt's Creek. Oh, I like that too. I'm going to check it out. Another great question to ask. Are there any really good restaurants in this area? I just moved to this area and I would love to go to a good place for dinner. Make someone the star in something they can't get wrong. It's also an awesome question to ask to teams. So when you're an associate, it's not easy to get to know the team. You're like the aunt or uncle of the practice as the associate. So sometimes it's really tricky. It's really difficult. So say things to the team like, where's a really good place to eat lunch around here? I'd like to know. Where's one of your favorite places? They go, oh, Joe's Pizza is my favorite place. Those are great questions to ask people to develop connection. Really, really good question there. So we're not done yet, but this is a opportunity for you guys to learn anytime, anywhere. We have a totally free option for this. You can learn anytime, anywhere on your phone. Just text Flicks to this number and you will get access to so much CE, so many communication tips. Test it out. There's a totally free 3-day pass, unlimited 6-month pass. There's so many awesome dentists on it, consultants, coaches that will share with you awesome tips. The next thing I want to share with you is a simple checklist of words to say and words not to say. Words to say and words not to say. While I'm looking for this one slide I want to show you before we finish up, feel free. Oh, here it is. Insurance is a coupon. You know, your dental insurance works a lot like a coupon. Fail. Don't say fail. Say time to retire and replace. Don't say we can't save this tooth. It's too dramatic. Say this tooth, it doesn't make sense to maintain it. That's a good question. A lot of people ask me that. So when they say, do implants hurt? How long will this procedure get? That's a really good question. A lot of people ask me that. The way it works is implants do an amazing job bonding with your bone. They work out well over 9 out of 10 times. If the implant doesn't work out well, we can replace it with another implant. It's very rare for us to have any significant problems. And I predict it's going to be successful for you. I got another question here. What do you do when you don't know the answer? I want to make the patients, oh yeah, what do you know when they don't know the answer? So just say, someone asks you a question, that's a really great question. Let's just say they ask about their insurance. Does my insurance cover this crown 100%? That's a great question. A lot of people ask that question. The way it works is we have someone here at the office that deals with insurance. I'm going to find out for them and get you the answer. So just either, if you don't know the answer, be authentic, but don't be like, I don't know. That's a dumb question. That's a great question. A lot of people ask me that. The way it works is, and then refer them to somebody in the practice who can help them. Whether it could be the insurance coordinator, sometimes it could be the practice owner. If they said, this crown was done 4 years ago, it broke, do I get a refund? Say, that's a great question. I can see why you're asking that. I can see why you're asking that. I'm going to check with Dr. Paul, the practice owner, and we're going to get the best, we're going to make the best plan possible for you. The best plan possible for you is just a great phrase to say. The way it works is the 1,000 meals a year, use the 1,000 meals a year to explain how long dentistry lasts in a positive way. Even if you decide to do nothing, we can still be friends. And I will end on our 9 words to millions of dollars to get patients to say yes to more treatment in the most authentic way. So when a tooth is missing, these are the 9 words to millions of dollars. Here's what happens if you do nothing. Even if you decide to do nothing, we can still be friends. The tooth above it super erupts. We don't say super erupts, falls down. Tooth behind it tips over, not mesial drift. The bone shrinks and the other teeth in the area get tired from working overtime, chewing overtime, and can break. Fall down, tip over, bone shrinks, break. Fall down, tip over, bone shrinks, break. Is that a concern to you? And then share with them what they can do to solve this problem. Share that a partial will solve the problem of the fall down, and the tip over. It will not solve the problem of the bone shrinkage and the breakage. A fixed bridge, you know, where you have to drill another healthy teeth, which doesn't really make sense to me, why we would drill on 2 teeth to replace just 1, but it still technically is an option. A full prep bridge, we don't really do full prep bridges. I think they're more destructive than actually doing nothing, but a full prep bridge will prevent the falling down, the tipping over. It will not prevent the bone shrinkage or the teeth break. Or a dental implant keeps a 1 tooth problem, 1 tooth problem. I heard someone say that at a lecture once. I thought that was great. It solves all of these. Tooth will not fall down, tooth will not tip over, bone will shrink, not shrink, and other teeth will break. So as we wrap up here with a few last minutes, I would love if you guys had any other questions. I would love to answer them for you. And I want to give you a tip that if you do more of this, both with your patients, you do more of this with your team, do more of this to find a job, I call it BTL yourself, bring yourself to life. So if I was looking for a job right now in 2022, I would make a 30-second video about myself that looks exactly like this.
Tell me when I can go. Hi, my name is Paul Dr. Nacho Goodman. I went to Penn Dental School and graduated in 2002. After dental school, I did a GPR residency at Albert Einstein where I learned how to place implants, do endo, get faster with restorative procedures. I would love to find a job in the Philadelphia area, and I would love to meet you. My cell phone is 267-896-1942. My email is paul@dentalnachos.com. Please feel free to reach out to me at any time. Tell me when I can.
So I've been sharing this tip for a while, and over the pandemic, someone did it and said it helped them find a job. Take out your iPhone, make a video of yourself. You don't want to give your personal number, give a Google Voice number, but share who you are, where you graduated, what you're looking forward to do. Make a BTL video, a bring to life yourself video. Got a great question. What do you do for patients who only want a cleaning? Be authentic, be empathetic, be kind, but be firm. A cleaning is like cleaning the top floor of your house and not getting to the basement. And because XYZ, you have junk in the basement, which a lot of people do, junk that is underneath the gum. We need to do more than the top floor cleaning. We need to clean out the basement area. And that's why a top floor cleaning will not solve the problem or concern you have. Sometimes you just have to re-explain in an authentic but firm way. And if the patient decides to do nothing, just document it. Patient refuses scaling and root planing. Do you keep them as a patient just doing cleanings? It's a very difficult thing to say yes or no to. You can put yourself with a liability if you let a patient get treatment done that will not solve the problem that you're explaining. If it is the first time you've ever seen the patient, maybe you can do a debridement. Perio can be very, very, very confusing, all the codes, things like that. I recommend you get a good coding book. And this is why when you work in an environment, you should have a mentor, you should have a practice owner, and I would make the decision together with you. Most of the time, we would stand firm on this is the thing that solves your problem. We can't do less than that in a kind and friendly way. Oftentimes, if you share it in a kind and friendly way, you can reframe the patient's expectations. But sometimes you just say, hey, maybe we're not the best fit right now. There could be other offices out there that just do the top floor cleaning. There could be, don't say that there could be because you don't know if there are, but there could be. But here, we want you to be as healthy as possible. We want to give you treatment options that solve the problem that we've shared with you, If people refuse x-rays, that's a huge challenge I've been involved with many times, many discussions. Ask them the why. Are they afraid of radiation? Are they afraid of money? But here's the thing that you can share when someone refuses x-rays. If we don't take the x-rays, the pictures for us to see between your teeth, a small cavity that costs $250 to fix can grow into a $2,500 root canal and crown. I've seen it. You're not scaring the patient, you're wearing them. So because we can't see between the teeth, we cannot see a small cavity there that can grow into a problem that takes an hour to fix, and it's $250 as an example, into multiple hours and $2,500. It's another time where sometimes you may need to get your mentor, your practice owner, your office manager, and those conversations can be very, very difficult. I would re-explain the why. I would find out what they're afraid of, the radiation or the money, and share with them, here's what happens if we don't take these x-rays, and say, does that make sense to you? If we miss a cavity between the teeth, it can grow into a much bigger problem. And I'm just giving you tools. If you play basketball, I like basketball very much. I have this tiny basketball here. I'm giving you the tools to take shots. I'm giving you the tools for good form, but I miss shots too. I miss shots with patient communication. I get my shot blocked by a patient, but now 22 years into doing this, I'm just stand firm faster. And I wish I stood firmer earlier in my career. Sometimes I did not have that self-confidence. I did not have somebody, I didn't have 44-year-old me talking to 26-year-old me. So as we wrap up, I'm so happy so many people came and saw this. I want to share with you something that you can use next, but also what I would love for you to do is if you're watching, if you would just take 30 seconds as this video is playing to just share one thing you learned from this webinar that you could do tomorrow. One thing you learned from this Nacho TV show that made you more confident. One word you're not going to say. Type it in the chat. I would love to learn what kind of impact I had on you.
Happier.
Okay, dentistry friends, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho, and we have some interesting patient bibs. Oh, look at this. Maybe you guys want some of these bibs like this. So when you finish a big case, this is one of our best patients, Bob, even though he is, what's your favorite football team?
Patriots.
The Patriots. It's rough having him as a patient, but he is a great guy. So he here had a case where he has put a lot of time and effort into his teeth, but it was time for these teeth to retire. So we decided different plans, talked with him on many of our treatment plans and options, and we went with an implant overdenture. And today we have a U-shaped implant overdenture. We're going to take a look at this here. So Bob, bite down and smile for us. Awesome, look awesome. Now pop them out for us to show us how they work. Good, so they snap into position there. They're the snaps inside of here. I'll just take a look there. They're the snaps there. And our mentee, our baby age dentist, Dr. An, did an awesome job. You have a fun time doing this, Dr. An?
Yeah.
Bob, how do you like your new teeth?
I like them. I love them.
All right, nice. Pop those back in. And most important question when someone gets this is, what is the first thing that you want to eat, looking forward to eating?
Pistachios.
Pistachios. Okay, go easy. There could be like little rocks, pistachios. So go easy. I have a pizza or nacho.
That's my dream.
All right, awesome, Bob. Great job, guys. So Bob is one of my favorite patients, and I just love sharing his story because it's fun to help people chew and smile with confidence. We have Patrick Winston, use, maintain instead of save. Awesome. How to answer, you look too young to be doing this. Yeah, hopefully I help you guys cry less inside in your dentisting day. You guys have any tips for me? I would love to learn from them. And I cannot strive to inspire you more that just go to your phone, text this in, test out the free pass. If you want to buy a 6-month membership, it's incredibly inexpensive to do so. And motivate yourself to watch 1 course a day. Go into your phone, use our Nacho On Demand CE, click like 4 buttons and watch something on Class 2 composites. Listen to something on patient communication. Hear from amazing leaders and dentists. Put it in your ear, walk around, go for a run. You will learn so much through that audio and video wave, and you'll get C credit for watching the majority as well. But we also have short patient communication tips. I would love for you to do that. I'm so glad you are here hanging with me. If you're here watching on demand, I hope to meet you as a friend in person one day. You want to come to Philadelphia as a dentist less than 1 year out of school for 50% off in November, just email morgan@dentalnachos.com and we'll be glad to proud to sell 2 half-price tickets to you. Thanks to the person who inspired me to do this. I really enjoyed these 2 webinars. We had one 2 weeks ago, so we can share that with you as well. If you text Flix that number, it'll be on our Nacho Flix platform, and I'm sure we're going to be doing more of these. If I can do anything for you, help you in any way, increase your success, decrease stress, reduce crying inside, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me through dentalnachos.com. Really easy way to get me. Have a great day, guys.